Stocks continue their slide today, pushing the S&P 500 to its biggest two-day drop since March as the financial crisis in Europe continues to worry investors. Carlin has the latest from the New York Stock Exchange. Cali.
Good evening, Pim. That's right. The Dow finished the day down 151 points, and the S&P slid to its biggest two-day drop since March 16th. We had 96% of the companies in the S&P 500 closing the day lower, and two key concerns weighing on the markets on this Monday are those concerns about the Europe debt crisis and the deficit here in the U.S. as lawmakers in Washington are still not able to agree on budget cuts. And with the European debt crisis, we really saw concerns about contagion play out in the bond market. Italian and Spanish bonds sank. In fact, the Spanish 10-year had its worst day in about 14 years. Meanwhile, on the commodity front, the safe haven of gold did rise about $14. And circling back around to U.S. equities, financials were particularly weak. The banking index down 2.5%. J.P. Morgan and Bank of America both finishing the day off more than 3%. Now, the worst performer in the S&P 500 was Rupert Murdoch's News Corp, down 7.5% as his bid for British Sky Broadcasting faces a review that will take at least 6 months. I know you'll have more on this later in your show, Pim. Also want to mention Monster World had a rough session too, down about 5% as hiring was down in June, indicating that fewer companies will be posting jobs on its website, Pim.
Now, Cali, Clorox, the Clorox company, the stock had a great day. What's the story with Clorox?
Yeah, among the very few companies bucking the trend, one of 8 companies in the S&P 500 finishing higher. Now, the story here is that Clorox had its biggest gains in 5 months. This was really amid bullish options surging. In fact, bullish options surged, ready for this, by 27 times their 4-week average. Now, it's hard to really get to the bottom of this, but one analyst with Interactive Brokers Group wrote in a note today that Clorox has been the subject of takeover chatter on several occasions in the past, but nothing has come to their attention today. So we'll keep watching that one, Pim.
All right. I want to thank you very much. Carlin reporting from the New York Stock Exchange.